Okay, so this is Jim Morgan, and I'm with Caring Transitions, and we created a program called Life's Copilot, which is what we're here for tonight. And where it came from, I'll just give you a real quick background. I was the only sibling that stayed in the States, so I had to take care of my in-laws, my parents, my uncle, for quite some time, and thought that I understood all the how to maneuver through all the senior world. And then I got into the senior services business with Caring Transitions, helping people downsize and move and sell off their stuff. And found out that I didn't know anything. So we created Life's Copilot to bring in experts from all these different facets of the care and be able to let them tell you, what they're all about and how things actually work, so we can get away from trying to go off of what somebody's barber's uncle told you. Okay. So we get you real good information. Well, today I'm real excited. We have Bill Higgins. He is the owner of Nora Mental Health here in Carmel. And I'm going to let Bill explain who he is and who Nora Mental Health is, and kind of how what got you here.
All right, good
Turn it
deal.
over to you.
Thanks again, Jim, for letting me share your platform with you. I appreciate the time and opportunity that you gave me, and I appreciate the people we're presenting to. What I would like to do is share my screen with everyone. So uh, probably need to go switch to my computer. Let's see here. It was just there, so I apologize. Can you see my screen now?
Well, I see you in the center here, so it's not a big screen of anything. But it's bigger than, I guess it works. I don't know if you can pop it up bigger or not. And I'm not seeing your screen, I'm seeing you.
You're only seeing me. All right. Audible. I will switch over. I am so sorry.
Oh, no problem. Hmm.
I think I got it.
If you need to, you can email me your presentation. I'll put it on my screen.
Recording in progress.
Yeah. Mm,
There you go.
mm. All righty. Here we go. Sorry about that again. I
Oh,
apologize.
no problem.
But I think we have it up and going now. So again, Bill Higgins with Nora Mental Health in Carmel. Even though our name says Nora, uh, we are definitely in Carmel. So we're in Carmel, and we're right off of 100 between 116th and 126th, near Wolfie's and Goodwill, right in that area. So my story established in October the 12th, 1996. That's when me and my wife was married. Here's a picture of everyone that has shared this household. They're not in the household anymore. But me and my wife, we've been married in the lower right-hand side. We've been married for 29 years this year. To the left is you can see a picture of my two boys, Isaiah and William. Again, up top on the left, the four of us, and the little lady by herself holding flowers is my granddaughter. She is two. My wife is a rock star. She's in banking with National Bank of Indianapolis in their wealth management department. She's a mother, a friend, a sibling. She's the youngest of four. And for me, a free consult whenever I need it. William, our oldest, he is a manager at FedEx on the second shift, and he's back in school this year or this month, uh, getting his certification in large engine repair. Isaiah, our youngest, in the lower right, he's up front. Will is in the back. Isaiah is a college grad now as of May of this year. He's in grad school where he's coaching football as well as being in grad school at the University of St. Francis up in Fort Wayne. And again, Nevaeh at the top is 2 years old. I'm the youngest of five with my siblings, Curlin, Mike, Tony, and my other sister, Melissa. Wrong way. Here's my whole journey to being an entrepreneur started 10 years ago. When I made my first purchase. When I started off, here's a brief bio about me. I'm a child of God. I'm a father. I'm a son, a husband, a sibling, an entrepreneur for the last 10 years. Um, I've worked in corporate America for 14 years with AT&T advertisement department. It was more of like a B2B sales environment. Won several awards while at AT&T. They call it a CEO trip, where you win a trip and you go out and on the company's dime and they take care of you. Was promoted to a manager in 2011 with AT&T, and again continue to win awards with the company. Was downsized in 2014. Sorry if you hear my dog in the background.
Well,
Downsized
mine's got to lose his mind here. I'm trying to keep him under
2014
control.
from AT&T. When I was downsized, I was going out on interviews, tried to get another job to replace that AT&T salary. The last interview went on in 2015 was probably March of 2015. I liked the company. The company said they liked me. They said, Bill, we like everything about you besides your AT&T salary. What else can we do to bring you aboard with our company besides your AT&T salary? And at that point, it came to me pretty easy. Uh, Part ownership. And the guy looked at me and said, Bill, we like you. We don't love you. Uh, so I knew at that point that I had to go out and buy something or build something on my own. So in 2015, I purchased hoods. In 2016, won Rookie of the Year. 2016 Directors Club. 2017, we had Hoods being a franchise in multiple states. We had within the company, hoods of Central and Northeast Indiana won the largest percent of increase from 2016 to 2017. And that was one of the awards. Well, the Rookie of the Year in that award I was pretty proud of. 2017 Executive Club. In 2018, we had one client specifically, and I'm not going to share the name, but we had a client that trusted us with over $50,000 in billable revenue. So we had large accounts, we had small accounts, we had a variety of different accounts. 2019, that following year, still within that Hoods model, I purchased another Hoods franchise to increase our territory, increase our volume. I end up selling the company in 2021. Here's the trajectory we were on at Hoods. Uh, Purchased it in 2015. We're doing about 180,000. 2019, we're doing about 800,000. By the time I sold it in 2021, a little bit after COVID, we were doing about 900,000. So we did very well for ourselves. Here's some of the awards we won while at Hoods. Again, some of the one I think I'm not going to do a close up on it. The one in the middle was more of the awards that the staff won. I was proud of the team that we built and the people we had on staff and what they were able to accomplish.
What is hoods?
Hoods is a kitchen exhaust cleaning system. I call it back in the day grease remediation.
Oh, okay, I get you.
So what we did on third shift at McDonald's, Kroger's, the casinos, every kitchen, every restaurant or kitchen had an exhaust hood, and that
Right.
exhaust hood sucked the grease out while they're cooking. So our guys started on the roof and pushed down the grease, and we removed all the grease in that system. Hence, we why they call it hoods, but it helped relieve the grease remediations to cut down on kitchen fires. And it was regulated from the fire marshal, insurance companies, and the board of health. So it was a mandatory type clean, and we did very well at it. And the company's still around and doing very well for itself. In 2020, simultaneously while I had Hoods, I got into Amazon DSP, delivery service provider program. We were in Amazon in the midst of COVID during 2020. So when we started in 2020, we were doing about 5 routes. And this slide is a slide showing what we did in 2021. Again, mind you, we started in 2020, and as you can see in the lower right-hand side, our top line revenue in 2021, we were at $3.2 million. So we had an extreme hyper growth, and we were able to meet those numbers and develop a good company from there. The Amazon DSP delivery service is still around as well. So just to give a little background on Amazon. So every blue van you see out there, none of those drivers are Amazon employees. They're all a third-party contractor. And we had a third-party contract with Amazon to provide delivery service. All right, here's our team at Nora Mental Health. At the top left, there is Alex. Alex is our newest therapist. He is started in August, and there's a specific type of training that he's receiving called EMDR. Is focused on trauma, and he's very good at addressing trauma with our clients. Yana on the lower right hand side, well over 10 years, probably closer to 20 years. I don't want to give her age out there. She'll kill me if I say how many years experience she has, but she has well over 10 years experience working with children from 3 years old to the late teenagers. Emily is in the lower left hand side. She has a good focus with children, adults, couples. Both her and Alex can address marital counseling. Well, all three of them can address marital counseling. In the picture at the top right-hand side,
You can't really tell just because it's a little small, but we had well over 100 people at our ribbon cutting event, and that was one event I was proud of. Special programs. So again, we address while in at Nora Mental Health, we address trauma, stress, anxiety, depression, PSD treatments. Again, a lot of that is with Alex in the EMDR and other evidence-based programs we have in place that our therapists are implementing. We do community outreach programs, and we provide telehealth therapy along with that in-office personalized face-to-face therapy session. Excuse me. um, who we serve. Plain and simple, we serve people. We do Medicaid, Medicare, private insurance, United, private pay. If they want to do private pay, we apply for a DCS program. Uh, we're talking to schools to get in front of the schools and make sure the children in schools have adequate uh, need to if they need counseling. We also reach out to a lot of seniors, and along with that senior component, we're reaching out to that sandwich generation as well. That sandwich generation is the parents that are taking care of their current children, along with providing assistance with their parents as well. So they're in that middle, and that's why they call them the sandwich generation. I'm part of that sandwich generation so far. My mother-in-law is doing very well. Again, we offer that in-office and telehealth services provided in our local Carmel office. Uh, Community impact. To me, community impact is another thing that we hang our hat on. We do different, as you can see. Actually, that event was moved to August. So, long story short, they moved that July event to August. But we try to make sure we get in front of the community every month, either with a fair or some kind of setting that's going to help connect the people with community access if they need mental health services. Uh, we're also now part of 211, 211.com, or just call in to the 211 if anyone's ever in need of mental health assistance. That's a hotline number where they can find a resource at. I was talking to our a lady who takes care of our Google business page. Uh, she said, "Bill, you really need to get more referrals on your Google business page." And we were talking through it, and she eventually came back to me. She said, "Hmm, I don't think you're going to eventually get the referrals you want, or the referrals that I need you to get, because." A lot of people, they still haven't got over kicking the stigma and being open and honest and letting people know they are receiving treatment. So we are asking for our current clients to do reviews for us, but the majority of them, when they do that, it'll leave their name, and they just not over the point of, hey, it's okay that I'm receiving treatment. I would prefer them to be in our chair than anyone else's chair. Our vision for the future. Uh, we're Nora is a franchise, and I'm the owner for that franchise. And so what I've done, I've signed multiple location agreement with Nora, our corporate office. We're going to eventually get multiple locations of Nora Mental Health open in central Indianapolis. Uh, and we're going to grow and continue to get new partnerships in the community. 211, DCS, FSSA, and other different hospitals that we work with closely as well. We're going to continue to recruit therapists that are aligned along with us as people over profit. So going back just a little bit, so when I see that tagline, people over profit, again, me and my wife have been blessed that is able to sell two different companies and have a good living for ourselves. So my goal is to make sure our therapists have a good living. So I want to make sure our therapists, uh, as long as they do what they need to do on their end, they easily can get into six figures based on our pay structure here at Nora Mental Health. Um, when I initially graduated out of college, my degree was in sociology. Don't ask me how I end up in as a business person with a degree in sociology. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, I was working in human services, and it just wasn't a lot of money in it in the early 90s. Even with master's degrees, it still wasn't a lot of money in it. So I had to go into corporate America. So my goal is to make sure now um, the therapist is well compensated to do what they're doing. It's not an easy job, and it's a lot of certification. They have over 3,000 hours of training they take in order to become a licensed therapist. And I'm gonna dig into that therapist component just a little bit. Indiana has a little bit of a difference. Now they are able to do life coaching. Life coaches and therapists are two totally different models. A therapist is actually trained over 3,000 hours on the front end, and then they have continuing education they do throughout that time frame to be licensed and paid through insurance. A life coach does not have that same type of model, and it still is not authorized to be paid from the insurance companies as well. But overall, and we'll get to just a face-to-face conversation. But overall, again, I want to thank you, Jim, for sharing your platform with me, and thank your audience for listening in. And we'll get into just our general conversations. But if anyone's ever looking to get in contact with Nora Mental Health, our number is 463-946-4852. Again, let me repeat that. 463-946-4852. Our website is noramentalhealth.com. My email address is billhiggins@noramentalhealth.com. Again, that's billhiggins@noramentalhealth.com. We're here to provide services and help anyone and everyone in the community receive proper treatment.
So, okay, Bill, you've been a businessman in different ways in corporate, then a couple of different businesses. What led you to mental health services?
Good question. Let me see if I can. All right, let me leave this one.
Now your sound's not on that one for some reason. You don't have sound yet. Bill, you don't have sound. Your sound's not working.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I got you. There you go. I think you muted it or something before when you went to the other one.
All right. Sorry about
Right.
that.
Very good. So how did you get into this gig?
All right. Let me get my. All right. So how I got into to mental health, back in the early 90s, there was no. I was working with Children's Bureau. The company is now called Firefly, and I was doing group therapy, individual therapy with individuals at the Children's Bureau, and wanted to have a family eventually. And so we got married, and it wasn't a lot of money in the industry then. So in order for me to get married, I wanted to make sure I can afford my wife and have a good quality life. So I went into corporate America. So after all that transitioning and being able to open up different companies, now I want to be able to make sure if a therapist is providing good service to their client, they don't have to leave the industry in order for them to receive a good pay. They can come to Nora Mental Health and make a high livable wage, still provide a high quality service, and we take care of a lot of the billing, all of the billing actually. We take care of all of the billing for you. We do all the back end office work.
So what are you finding in the industry right now? I mean, I know that I interviewed gentleman. He's the head of the basically he's the outward face for like community hospitals, mental health uh, services, and he was telling me the overload that they were getting as far as requests. I think at one time they had 10,000 new requests just in 1 month. Now I think that may have been during COVID, but nonetheless, that's kind of unsustainable. So I mean, and then just trying to find care, especially for seniors, as far as the mental health care for seniors, it's not the easiest thing to find.
Right. And the ask for that service is in demand. I shared with you, we opened up in May. We had our grand opening at the end of May of this year, and already, what, 5 months later, we're seeing 30 clients a week with 3 therapists. Um, so we're continuing to grow, and the ask is you can next week we were already on pace to beat our 30 appointments. So and I was sharing with my wife. I said, the good news is the business is growing. The bad news is there's a lot of people out there that need help.
Right.
So what we're doing, we partner with 2 similar companies with us here in Central Indiana, Central Indianapolis. And so another reason why I got into the industry, with some of the larger companies, sorry, that's my dog. There's a waiting list of anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks. So I want to make sure I relieve that dam of clients waiting for services. Um, so what we partner with these other 2 companies is to say, all right, the overall clients need assistance. Uh, if we can't get them in 2 weeks, I'm gonna send them to you. If you accept, whichever one of you 2 accept that type of insurance, I'll send that client to you. Because we want to make sure the clients receive service versus anything else. As the tagline for Carmel is people over profit. We want to make sure we live by that and make sure people receive the treatments they need.
So when my exposure to the mental health industry, especially for seniors, was I was caregiver or basically POA guardian, whatever, for my uncle who, when he moved from actually from we moved from one apartment to another apartment in the same building, but he had changed locations. Okay, and what I didn't understand at the time, because I didn't really think he moved. To me, he moved,
Mhm.
from upstairs to downstairs, and
Right.
he had the same mailbox, the same same, to me, it wasn't a move, right? But we did not unpack everything. We had some boxes that we hadn't got down. We hadn't hung his pictures because it was in the fall, and every year in the fall I'm a bachelor because the fact that's what she's right now. She is the head makeup artist of the Indy Screen Park, so I never see her in the evenings. So we were going to wait till she got done in November. We'd come and doll the place up, and then it'd be fine. Well, he didn't say anything, but he worried about it and stewed about it and went into a massive depression, tried to commit suicide. ended up in the senior psych ward at St. Vincent's, which if you were not depressed before, that's a pretty, they're good
Yeah.
people that work there, but it's rough, inside those doors, right?
Right.
And so so they sent him out after the first time and they put him on antidepressants. And they
Mhm.
told me, and this is all they told me, and this is the part I think they need to do a better job of explaining. No one told me, they told me it would take maybe 6 weeks before the drugs kicked in, okay, and really
Mhm.
balanced out and got things under control. They didn't tell me he was going to completely lose his mind during that 6 weeks time and was running away from home, and they were out to get him, and they were stealing his bank account, and they were going to
Mhm.
put him in prison, and they were doing, it was, and he kept running away, and we kept trying to find him. It was just awful until things kind of balanced out. But it was like, and in fact, it was the second stint in the psych ward that the psychiatrist told me he wouldn't take him in there unless we agreed to have electric shock therapy.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going, wait a minute, what? This. I mean, we watching One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or whatever, and
Right.
apparently that they say on the geriatrics sometimes it's hard for them to uptake the antidepressant drugs. It's just sometimes they use that as a means. So I said, could we at least have a meeting? And so we had a meeting scheduled, okay, before
Right.
we did this. And when we had the meeting, at that point, he goes, I think if he goes home to a senior living community, and he goes, I think because he goes, what I'm seeing now, he goes, if he has more structure, more social, he goes, I think he'll be fine, which is what we did that time. And that time I did what I do with carrying transitions. We basically unpacked him, put everything away, so it was a reveal. He walked into
Right.
a finished product,
Okay. Mhm.
and he was a rock star there. But nobody told me about that 6 weeks about what was going to go on when his body was adjusting to those meds. And
Right.
and I mean that would have been really nice information to have had. So
Yeah, it's that sandwich generation, and I'm again being part of it, takes on a lot with uh, either parents or aunts, uncles, older siblings, and then on the other hand, dealing with kids in high school, kids in college, dealing with some of their issues. So that sandwich generation is one that we want to focus on and provide a high quality service to make sure they don't feel like, hey, I'm out here by myself. I'm doing
right.
this alone. I don't have any help. I don't even have anyone that I can lean on during this process. So we want to make sure we talk them through the tough parts so they can be successful themselves while they're making sure the people they care for are successful.
So now, are your clients all coming into your office, or is there you? I saw you say
Telehealth.
telehealth as well.
Mhm.
Do you ever do like if you get someone that's in senior living or whatever, do you ever have any outreach towards that or
I'm gonna address that in two different ways,
okay.
especially the senior living. So right now, when we first started, I would say we were probably doing 80-20, 80% people coming face to face. And this is uh, probably got really ramped up in May. 80% of our clients were coming in face to face, 20% doing online. And now with real, again, taking off even more in these past few months, it's almost 50-50 as far as people splitting it. Technically, it's probably about 60-40, but it's getting closer and closer. I can see that 50-50 split coming in the next few weeks, where it's 50% in office and 50% telehealth. Regarding providing services in senior living centers, uh, we did our first service. What is this, October? We did our first service in our August of this year, uh, and when we provided the service, our therapist went to see the client in their center. Uh, we filed for the claim, sent in the claim. The insurance kicked it back, saying you're not authorized to provide services in their house. So, and me being a businessman trying to understand the process, I said, so if we do telehealth and that client's at home and we're in our office, McDonald's, library, wherever we're at, and provide service from that end, that's billable, correct? She was like, yeah, that's billable. That's telehealth. I said, yeah, I get it, but I just want to take it just a step further. I said, so if we're doing telehealth and that client's in their home and we're in the client's home with them, but just on a computer, is that billable? She took a deep breath and she said, technically, that's telehealth, so it would be billable. Uh, so I just insurance and I'm starting to learn insurance, and it's just a different animal.
Right.
But it's things that are blocking service that are simple fixes, and I hope people within the insurance industry fix it fast.
Yeah. Are now think I saw you said that you do Medicaid. So do you do like waiver as well? So is that figuring
Yeah,
how to navigate all that?
yeah, we're learning about the waiver, but we do provide Medicaid, and waiver is just a different component of it, but we can bill Medicaid waiver as well.
Okay. So what are you finding out there that is the need increasing? Is it just because of volume of people that are accepting health care or mental health care, or is it stressors that are hitting? Or what are you seeing out there?
I would say it's a combination of both. And one good thing, like the Colts are doing, kicking the stigma. They do a good job in letting people know it's okay not to be okay. One of my work neighbors, we had a conversation, uh, and he said, "Bill, I see my therapist twice a year just to do a check in." I said, "That's smart." I said, "We see our dentist twice a year. We see our physician at least annually to get a checkup. We need to see our psychiatrist or our therapist, licensed therapist, at least every 6 months to get a check in to make sure you're grounded and you know your path." So we believe that kicking the stigma is opening up doors for people to say, okay, it's okay for me to get services. And then the environment we're in now, it's still a little risque, and people are feeling some stressors. Uh, um, so those two together are opening up opportunities for therapists to continue to see people at a high level, high level.
So where do you see this? How do you if you're working, especially a lot of our audience is going to be senior driven, senior related. What are you seeing in that senior market as far as or the senior persons, what kind of things are we seeing on them? Is it depression? Is it what is it that's I know that it's pretty common when they first move into an assisted living, or when they first move out of their home they've been in for 50 years. Doesn't really matter where they're going. That becomes a very big trigger point for a lot of depression and stuff like that.
Yeah.
um, Especially if again, that's why I'm such an advocate of letting us get that place set up so when they walk in it's all done. Because if you
Mhm.
leave them half done, they sit there and don't go out to dinner, they don't go hang out, they don't get part of the community, they stay hiding in their room, and that does not help.
Yeah. So one thing we're doing for the senior community specifically, some of the things that would address them. Like in November, we're speaking at Centerwell North and Centerwell West, talking about seasonal depression. Uh, right now, this time of the year, uh, they 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 may be missing their significant other, and then if they're in a senior center without their family around, that depression of not having your grandchildren, your children around, that kicks in. And then that separation anxiety for our seniors, that's another big component that we're addressing for them, uh, having to be tied to that house. That house has a lot of memories. That house has a lot of um, value in it. And having that separation from the house, having the separation from their neighbors, That separation anxiety is the two biggest things we're seeing right now. Separation anxiety, and this time of the year, the seasonal depression.
Yeah, I think, and I don't remember who it was that said this, but they said that move that from their family home of however many decades
Mm.
to wherever, okay,
Right.
is often more stressful for an individual than the loss of a spouse. So they really, and I said I got to see it myself firsthand with how my uncle reacted to it, and to him, literally he had moved, 20 feet from the upstairs to the downstairs
Right.
apartment, and it still had that kind of an impact, so.
Mhm. Yeah.
But that to me was a big wake up call.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you, if you've got people out there that are thinking about, do I need it? Do I not need it? I mean, do you think that there's people? Do you think there's people out there that worry about the fact? Well, maybe I should talk to somebody, but I'm afraid to talk to somebody, and now I'm fine, or
Yeah.
what's your conversation for them?
Yeah. So I encourage them to at least make a phone call or go on our website and make it's called client registration. That client registration it will connect you with once it's completed, it will connect you with a therapist at least for the first 15 minutes to see if there's even a need for additional conversations. Uh, if I'm let's say I have a toothache, just a normal toothache. I'm not going to try to X-ray it. I'm not going to try to diagnose it. I'm gonna go to the dentist and let them do their job. So if you're feeling issues, depression, things of that nature, please don't try to diagnose it. Go to someone that can provide assistance for you.
What if you go to someone and you just don't click?
That is yeah, that is a possibility.
I have fired a doctor before on a first visit, so
Yeah.
because he wouldn't listen to me, and I'm going, okay, you're out of here. So,
Mhm.
anyway, so
Yep. Yep. And on our website, people can see the therapist, and we will have people go online and say, "Hey, I want to talk to Alex because I'm a young teenager and I want to talk about man issues. Or I want to talk to Yana because I'm a black female and I want to talk to Yana specifically. Or if I want to talk to Emily, I'm a younger Gen Z, Gen X, and I want to connect with her." So they can see the personality and read the therapist's bio and make sure we can get as close as possible to get you a good match. And if that match doesn't work out, we can see if another therapist will work better for you. If not, we'll make sure we'll do a white glove transfer to make sure you find the right service.
I'm just curious how all that works. So, what do you recommend to someone out there that's kind of, letting all this stuff go around in their head?
Uh, Go online, noramentalhealth.com. Click client registration. It takes about 30 minutes to put in your information. You'll get a phone call. What's today? Let's say you get online, do it today. Today's Tuesday. You should get a phone call by Wednesday, tomorrow, probably this time tomorrow within 24 hours. And then we'll be able to have a conversation with you to see uh, do you need to make an appointment to come in for treatment and services.
Okay. Well, Bill, thanks a lot. I appreciate this, and thanks for sharing with us.
Appreciate it, Jim. Again, thank you for sharing your platform with me, and thank you for sharing your audience with me as well.
All righty, man. Well, have a good evening.
Thanks you as well.
All righty. Bye bye.